Jai Gurudev, Jai Masters. Eventually, if you truly do your work and let go of all the noise inside, you will come to realize for yourself there's only one energy in there. Yogis call it shakti. People think the word shakti is the same as chi, same as spirit, same as prana. Shakti runs from the bottom to the top. It's like if I say electromagnetic spectrum, it includes visible light and infrared and ultraviolet. That's just getting down to specifics of how the spectrum manifests at different vibrations. Shakti is like the electromagnetic spectrum. It reaches from the lowest to the highest vibration. And at one level it's prana, because it's in the body flowing. At another level it's chi, because it's flowing through the acupuncture system. Really, the word spirit, the way it should be used, the way Christ used it, is the same as shakti. It runs from the lowest to the highest level. Now what does that mean? There's only one energy in here. I've had people tell me, I don't have any energy in here. Really? Really? You experience it every single moment of your life. It is not a question of belief. Everything. What is anger? That's from an energy, isn't it? What is that energy? The exact same energy. All right? When you feel deep, deep peace, it's the same energy. When you feel passionate about the work you're doing and you can't wait to get to work, you're so inspired, same energy. It's all the same energy. It's just flowing differently due to different blockages or openings in your system. I left off the love. What is love? Have you ever felt love well out of your heart, swell up so much that it feels like your heart's going to burst? Yes or no? Have you ever felt it go out and touch another person's heart? Just literally that connection. Shakti, 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 Shakti. That's all it is. You give it different names. It's hilarious. It's all the same energy. It's just manifesting different ways because of different blockages or openings that you happen to have. So the question becomes, what do I want to do with my life? I know what you want to do with your life. I know you want to feel Shakti. And I know you want to feel it flowing in the highest manifestation it's capable of flowing. You would rather feel love than anger. What is darkness? Depression. A lack of Shakti. That's all it is. What is darkness? A lack of light. Light is not a lack of darkness. Right? Darkness is a lack of light. Depression, low energies, are blocked Shakti, so you don't experience it. It's not that it's not there. I keep telling you, the Colorado River sits right behind the Hoover Dam all the time. It's right there. It didn't stop being there. Just because you blocked it, on the other side of the block, you don't see anything. That's the same thing with your depressed states or low energies. We call them depressed. Depressed energy, low energy. I'm feeling down. I'm feeling low. I'm feeling blocked. You are. I'm feeling open. You are. Every word you use is because you're just describing the Shakti in different manifestations. But it's the exact same energy. Same energy. That's it. It's just a question at what level it's manifesting. But the main thing I'm telling you is, you know it's there. Everybody experiences it. But they're not paying attention. They're how we get caught. You know that certain things outside cause the energy to flow better inside. It gets me high. I'm happy in her presence. I love being with her. This type of music really turns me on. That type of music turns me off. You use it all the time. It's so amazing. Your words, you might as well say the Shakti flows well when this happens, and it doesn't flow well when that happens. So you don't pay attention to the energy flow. You're too caught on the outside. You're caught on the stimulus that makes the change inside so the energy flows differently. So if you're around somebody that you like, that you feel safe, that you're comfortable with, etc., then in the presence of that person, you open. It's not anything different. It's not that person. It's that you open. If you didn't open around that person, you wouldn't say you love them. And I'm going to tell you, because I'm not a romanticist, has nothing to do with that person. It has to do with you. Why do you open around one person and she opens around another? And why do you open around one person at 2 p.m. and close at 4? At the same person. And I meant 4 seconds later. Right or wrong? You don't even understand why. You don't understand what's happening. Yoga understands all of this. It is the science of Shakti. That's what yoga is, the science of Shakti, period, from its lowest to its highest level. So when I say to you, you like Shakti, you love Shakti, you live for Shakti, you just don't understand what you're doing. So you see that this person, this music, this form of art, this job, the way somebody's talking to you, whatever it is, brings about a good, you say, I feel good. That means Shakti's flowing. When it's flowing, you feel good. It's just a question of how much it's flowing as to what you say. If it's really flowing, you say, oh my God, it just blew me away. It's beautiful. I like it all together. That's exactly what it did. It blew you away. Who? You who was in the way. It blew who was in the way out of the way, and all of a sudden, oh my God, it blissed me out. It blew me away. You like that, don't you? Okay? Well, anything can do that. An animal that you love, you see the dog come running up. All of a sudden, your bad day is so bad. Okay? If you're into cars, or, a Ferrari or a really neat-looking, fine car can blow you away. A person, a woman can blow you away. A man can blow you away. Music can blow you away. A house can blow you away if you're an architect. The refrigerator can blow you away if that's what you're into. All right? A blender with 16 buttons. Wow, look at right or wrong. Okay? Depending on what you're into. Somebody else looks at that blender and says, what a waste of money to just have one button. It works fine. Somebody else looks at it and says, what a marvel of technology. I just feel so amazing even to look at it. It's you. It's not the blender. It's not the car. It's not the woman. It's not the man. It's not the compliment. Look, if somebody comes up to you and says, oh my God, I love you so much. I've loved you ever since I saw you. I was so shy to tell you. Since we were in kindergarten, like you walk on water for me. How does it make you feel? Careful. What if your spouse is standing right next to you when they say it? Isn't that neat? Let's pay attention. It's you. It's not the words. It's not the music. It's not the thing. It's you. It's all you. But you don't know that. And people on a spiritual path know it. And I want you to be there. So therefore they say, I know what I feel, and I know that in the presence of this thing I feel good. In the presence of that thing I don't feel good. If I have these thoughts, I feel good. I think I'm going to win. I think I'll get that job. I'll get the corner office. I think I'll work a little bit more, right? You feel good. You feel inspired. All right? I'll never get that. I know he'll never get to me. He doesn't even like me. Oh my God. Now you feel depressed. Now you feel down. You did that. Your thoughts did that. It's all a question of what we call opening and closing. If you open, what does that mean? You allow the Shakti to flow. It's just exactly the same as blinds on a window. I'll tell you a secret. I know you don't know this, but I'm your teacher. If you put the blinds down and close them, it gets dark. If you lift them up, it gets light. Isn't that miraculous? Same thing inside of you. If you lift up what's closing you, you feel the energy because it was blocking the energy, just like the blinds block the light. But you don't pay attention to the fact that you put the blinds there. You determine when they open. You determine when they close. You're just interested in being around things that open them by itself. I feel much better if I have a drink after work. Fine, I understand. Or anything, everything. I'm not picking on anything. It has nothing to do with the outside. The problem is you think it does. You don't pay attention to what's happening is inside of you. You only pay attention to what makes it happen inside of you. But I keep teaching you, you're the only one in there. There's nobody else in there. There are lots of people out here, lots of competition out here, lots of things out here that you need to manipulate and control to find out what will cause you to open. And then find out how to get it and find out how to keep it. And you're very busy with that. And you don't pay attention that every single thing is going on inside of you. Any good feeling you ever felt, you felt inside. Where do you feel love? Where do you feel love? Where do you feel passion? Where do you feel inspiration? Inside. There's a rush-up thing inside. Then you express it outside, but you express what's inside outside. You don't express the outside inside, all right? But the outside is not causing you to feel joy and pain, and not causing you to be in love and so on. What it's doing is stimulating your opening. It's a catalyst, a stimulus. So certain things outside open you. Other things outside close you. Other things don't do anything. Guess how you are about the things that open you? I want it. Guess how you are about the things that close you? I don't want it. Guess how you are about the things that don't do anything? Who cares? It's that simple. So the question is, do you want to spend the rest of your life, which everybody does, everyone who ever walked the face of the earth except for a handful, trying to find what will open you and trying to get it and trying to find what closes you and trying to make sure you don't get it, and I'm going to devote my life to that, as opposed to, wait a minute, if I'm doing it, it's happening inside of me, I'm opening and closing, why don't I learn how to raise the blinds myself? A better question, why did I put them down? If I like the energy flow so much, and you do, everything you do is the energy flow, if I like it so much, why am I doing things to make it stop? I love you, we're having a wonderful conversation, I'm feeling tremendous love, and then you say something that sounded like my mother, and I don't get along with my mother or my sister. What happens now? Closes. Who did that? Did the girl, the person out there talking to me do that? No, they don't know what they did. They don't have any idea what they did. They're just minding their own business, loving you, right? But they said it in a way, I should just send you home. All right? You have to want to open. You have to want to grow. It's not what you're supposed to be doing. I'm telling you, it's what you want. Like people say spirituality is about renunciation. It is not about renunciation. It is not about renunciation. If you're sitting there eating food that makes you sick as a dog every single time you eat it, and I give you food that makes you feel really good and you really like it, are you renouncing the other food? No, it falls off. Why would I be interested in it? It made me sick. Okay? It's the exact same thing. You don't renounce the outside. You just understand that what you wanted was inside, and you learn how to get it inside. Doesn't mean you don't interact with the outside. I told you. I have to say this right in the beginning, otherwise you close. It's not that you do not interact with the outside. It's not that you don't get married. It's not that you don't do this. It's not that you don't eat that. It has nothing to do with that. It's that you interact because you're already okay and you're expressing your okayness. Not you're interacting outside because you're not okay and you're trying to find things that will make you be okay and then trying to keep them. That's a whole different life. You're going out there to get Shakti. The other way, you're full of Shakti and you're expressing it and sharing it. So there's no definition of what's supposed to be happening outside. So you're not renouncing the world. You're letting go of the stupidity that you're doing inside to close yourself from what you really want, which is the flow of the energy. How would you like to wake up in the morning filled with joy and go through your entire day so filled with bliss it doesn't make any difference what happens, and everybody you see, you love them, you just doesn't matter if they hate you. There's a person who hates me. It's so cute when you hear him. When he comes and talks, you're going to really diss me. Wow, come on, quick. Wouldn't you like to be like that? Why not? You can be here. Let's have fun. All right? But you can't be like that. Why? Because it closes you. And you can't be like that because that opens you. And you think that's the secret of life. Everybody does. Let's attract to ourselves that which opens us. No, I wouldn't do it in a million years. Why? You get dependent on it. You basically have now said, I attracted a person, place, or thing that I think it makes me happy, not helps me open, make me happy. I better keep them. They better not talk to somebody else. That's where possessiveness and jealousy and insecurity, all that junk comes from. Yeah, anybody got any of that? That's because you think that you attracted to yourself that which you need in order to be happy. A yogi would never do that. That is not spirituality. Spirituality is, why am I not happy to start with? Why do I need something to open me when I'm the one who's closing me? That's what you're going to find out. Nothing is in there that will close you except you. Why? Because you're the only one in there. Every single thing that's going on inside, you did in your past or you're doing in your present. You stored stuff inside of you that closes you. You know that. Psychology teaches you that. I respect psychology. It's wonderful. Psychology teaches you not to suppress. Really. That's all starting with Freud and all the way through. Suppression is a really bad thing. They're right. Suppression is a terrible thing. It's the worst thing you can do with the energy inside of you is push it down and suppress. That's what causes your blockages. No, it's not what causes your blockages. Those are your blockages. The cement that makes the Hoover Dam is the blockage to the Colorado River. The stuff that you held inside of you that you couldn't handle from the past, whether you suppressed it, repressed it, or just resisted it, I don't care the degree. It makes no difference to me. It's still in there. You still held it in there. That is what's blocking your Shakti. Nothing else. That's what's blocking your Shakti. It's like putting rocks in a stream. They can't flow. And if it flows, it's all currents and eddies and disturbance. That's what's going on inside of you. And that's why it's going on inside of you, and you did it. Now, psychology, which I respect very much, all right, because most people are depressed. Most people are suppressed so much that they can't even feel anything nice in their life, okay? So psychology teaches you don't suppress, but they use the word cope. Yes, these things happen. Yes, you went through this terrible thing. Yes, your girlfriend left you. Yes, your mommy did this. Yes. But it happened. You have to learn to cope with that, okay? Well, there's only so high you're going to get coping. Do you understand that? I'm going to feed you food that you really don't like. Just learn to handle it. You cannot throw up. Come on, you can do better than that. All right? That's what coping is. Live with it, so on. Yoga does not teach that. Yoga says there's not a reason in the world that stuff is in there except that you're holding it in there. There is no super glue in there. There's nothing in there, nothing that can hold that energy inside of you except you, your will. That's what yoga teaches you. If it's true that I'm holding it in there, I don't have to do that. Maybe right now you're not ready. I understand that. That's fine. Don't think you're supposed to do this all at once, because you're not. You can't. You're not. That's all. But you can learn to. You can work with it. And you can learn that I'm holding it in there, and the stuff I'm holding in there is blocking me. And that's why I have moods. That's why I don't feel love all the time. That's why I feel love, and then 4 seconds later somebody says something, I don't feel love. I get married, it's wonderful, and then I wake up in the morning, oh my God, I should have been more sure. You all know what I'm talking about is real. You're a maniac, you're crazy, you're weird. It's not nice in there, okay? It's crazy in there. You would never, I always ask you, all right? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I have this very special stethoscope that I can stick into your ear, and every word that the voice inside of your head is saying gets put on the Times Square broadcast in New York. Which one do you want to try it out? Not one of you would put that thing in there. Are you kidding me? If every thought that went through your head was public and showed up around there, you can't even handle your own thoughts. You can't feel guilty and embarrassed and no, why did I think that? All right? That which you stored inside of you from the past, and past includes a moment ago is the past. Somebody said something, didn't say something, and you walk away weird, right or wrong. It happens all the time. I'm talking about your everyday moment experience from moment to moment. You're so sensitive, it just gets different in there, doesn't it? That's because you store all this stuff in there. You stuck the garbage that you couldn't handle, you stuck inside yourself, and now you're trying to be okay. You're trying to build a decent house on top, right or wrong. Find people that don't hit it wrong and that respect you. Now, I don't like when you talk like that. All right? What are you doing? Don't step on the soft stuff. Don't step on the soft spots. And so basically, you did this, you're doing this, and so on. And to you meaning humanity, not personal, to you the answer is create an outside that I can be relatively okay most of the time, or at least some of the time, let's say, all right, that behaves in a way that when it comes in, it doesn't disturb me, or maybe makes me feel good some. And that's the best you can do. That's not the best you can do. In my opinion, it's the worst you can do. You have to go out there and fight and struggle and watch what you're wearing, and if your breath smells or anything in a million years, and how many things you worry about. You might get rejected. You might not be accepted. The person that loves you might stop loving you because you said something stupid, or maybe because they're dancing with somebody who's prettier than you think is prettier than you or more handsome. Come on, you want to live like that? I don't. You really want to live like that? Struggle your whole life to try and be okay? When I know for a fact you're the highest being to walk the face of the earth? That Shakti is your food. That Shakti feeds every second of your being. But you are blocking it with the stuff you stored in there. And so now when the Shakti tries to flow, and it's always trying to flow, always. That's what a yogi comes to know. It is always trying to come up. And when it comes up, depending on how high it goes, that's some high stuff. I generally talk about it makes it into the heart, and you feel love is beauty. Then it actually makes it to the higher heart, and all you feel is love, not conditional, right? But there's states way beyond that. The fourth chakra is the fourth out of 7, and some people there's higher chakras, but don't worry about them. Within the body, 7 chakras, and they're high, and the fourth is not very high. You think it's the greatest thing in the whole world to feel love, don't you? Oh my God. No doubt in anyone's mind, love's the finest thing around. James Taylor, right? It's like, no, it's not. I'm sorry, James. It's a nice thing. It's not even close to the highest thing around. There's states way past that. And then I meet imagine being blown away by love. It's just, oh my God, that's nothing. That's child's play. That's like the beginning of your spiritual journey, that you made it past yourself enough to feel openness towards somebody else to where the love can flow. All right? Wait till you get to the higher centers. They just, my God. Like someone says Yogananda, that's Yogananda's lineage. There's 4 pictures back there. His guru, his guru's guru, and so on. Somebody once asked him, do they not sleep? Why are their eyes are all half open? Their eyes are not half open because they sleep. Their eyes are half open because they're so filled with ecstasy that they can't come out. When you're in love and you're hugging your beloved, are your eyes open or closed? Well, why? I thought you loved the guy or the gal. Don't you want to look at them? I can't. I'm pulled so much into the love inside that my eyes won't even open. It's just, right there. There are states where you walk around like that. Totally, totally filled with peace and love and God constantly flowing inside of you. Every one of you, that's who you are. And you're living with coping with what this world can do to you or for you, right? It can't do anything to you, and it can't do anything for you. You're doing it to yourself. That's why every single one of us like different things and dislike different things, and why you like different things one day and not another, right? Your blockages shift. It doesn't take anything. Understand that? So if you want to understand Shakti, first understand it is what you want. It is not what somebody tells you should want. I like in the Old Testament, my favorite thing used to be, right? Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and all thy mind. All right? That's actually what's inside the mezuzah. And when you kiss it, when you walk into the home, right, and around the neck, that's what's inside there. That out of the Old Testament, out of the Torah. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy mind. And maybe you know the rest of it. I know it a little bit. But in any event, all right, the funny part about it is you do. God is the Shakti flowing inside of you. How much do you like love? Do you love love? I like being high. I like just being blown away and inspired. Then you love God, because that's what it is. That is the spirit flowing inside of you. But we project it onto what caused it, instead of understanding that what's happening is I'm closed, but this thing helps me open. Or I'm open and this thing brings me down. So I'm doing it. And so you do what's called your inner work. We're all busy with the outer work. We don't know we're trying to get Shakti. We're trying to get Shakti because of the situation outside. Somebody hugs you, kisses you, you have some beautiful day, anything, everything, I don't care what it is. Walk outside on a starry night. You ever feel good? That's Shakti. It's just that you opened. If the truth of the matter is you used to go out with your beloved and sit under the stars and she left you yesterday, you do not like walking out there seeing those stars. It does not open you anymore, does it? Wake up. It's not the thing, it's you. So you have a choice in your life. Either you go outside and continue thinking it's outside and I have to make a certain life and do a certain thing and manipulate it. Either I have to do that in order to be okay, or I wake up. You can be awake. You can wake up and realize, wait a minute, I'm closing myself and then expecting somebody else to open me. I'm closing myself and expecting the weather to open me. Everything in the entire thing, that's it. So you've eventually become on a spiritual journey, which is, I think my work is inside in ceasing to build these blockages that are keeping me from what I want more than anything in the whole universe. Call it God, call it Shakti, call it high, I don't care what you want to call it. It's all the same thing. It's an unblocked flow of energy that sometimes you feel because of outer situation. I'm telling you, you can get to the point you feel it all the time, every second, every moment. It's just, I'll tell you what, does your voice inside your head, does it talk a lot all the time? Telling you what you need and what you don't need and what you should do and what you didn't do, right? How about That amount of the time is how the Shakti flows inside of you. And the voice can't even... Somebody was asked, does the voice stop? Who cares? If you're not distracted by it, if it's not bothering you, if it's not affecting the flow of the Shakti, first, it has no reason to be talking as much. And if it blabbers or says things, it doesn't matter. Right? Yukteswar said, an ignored guest quickly leaves. So get that straight. Every one of you are capable of reaching these states. You just have to understand, instead of trying to get something outside that opens me, I need to stop closing. I need to stop building blockages inside of me that make it so I have to do something outside, or something has to happen outside to get me back open. No, unacceptable. So it's not renunciation, it's intelligence. You're just wise enough to realize I'm blocking myself, and then I'm trying to have everybody else open me. Like there are people, so they write me a lot, right? And they say, I've never felt worthy of love. I don't know what's wrong with me, my parents, whatever it was. I've just never felt worthy of love. And if I meet somebody and they say they love me, I don't believe them. I just don't believe it. I just don't feel worthy of love. Okay, so I want you to go inside and tell yourself that you're not worthy of love, all right? And then try to find somebody who makes you feel love anyways. Whoa. That's quite an obstacle race, isn't it? Why are you doing that? You shouldn't be trying to find somebody that overcomes the fact that you're in there telling yourself, I'm not worthy of love. You should stop telling yourself that, and then everything will make you feel love. This work is inside. Your entire life's work is removing the blockages that stand between you and God. To me, that's the funniest one. I'm going to fill myself with blockages. You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't do that. She shouldn't have done that. This isn't right. That's not right. I'm all blocked. I can't handle the world and so on, but I want to find God. No, you just told God to get away from you. Because God is the flow of Shakti. That's what that is. And that's what's going to take you there. So the answer is wake up, stop closing yourself, learn to open yourself, and the world will always open you. It will be fine. All right. So now the question becomes, how do I do that? First, I'm telling you, the reason I spend so much time talking about why you want to do it is that is more important than any technique you will ever be taught. I don't care who teaches it to you. I don't care what guru you go to. I'm into gurus. I can talk about it. I don't care what guru you go to. I don't care what Shaktipat you get. I don't care anything. More important than all of that is that you have learned that you want to grow, that you want to let go of yourself, that it's not about the outside, okay? That intent and that inner inspiration to work with yourself is way more important than how you're working with yourself. Somebody give you the best technique to work for everybody else, and it'll work for you unless you want to do it, unless you work with it. So how does one work with themselves? It's easy to understand, not easy to do. Easy to understand. We just said the reason you don't feel the Shakti, which you love, understand that? That's what you love. That's what, if you eat good, all right, I'm going to give you the best dinner you ever had, exactly the kind you want, cooked by the finest chef that ever existed. Have you ever put food in your mouth that melted you? Have you ever smelled something that melted you? That's because you opened, right? And the Shakti, you can have a spiritual experience eating something. Have a spiritual experience listening to music. Have a spiritual experience anything. The sunset. People say, oh my God, I felt like I was in the presence of God. You were, because you got out of the way. Please understand, every single high and beauty and love you've ever had is Shakti, is God. That is what's in there. You opened. So if it's true that certain things can open you, otherwise you're closed, you're the one who closed. When you see that beautiful sunset and it opens you and you're just blown away, then you drive down the street a little bit and you start thinking about your mortgage and thinking about this and thinking about the kids and thinking about the driver in front of you, and you close. It doesn't last, does it? How long does it last, that experience? You did it. You closed yourself. So the answer as to how to be high, how to have a beautiful life, how to get closer to God, I don't care what you call it, it's all the same, right, is stop closing. That's the answer. There. That's the highest technique. Stop closing. When you're open, do you feel love? Do you like it? Do you like it when you're open? Then why do you close? So here's the highest technique. Don't close. How do I do that? You should tell me. You're the one who's doing it. Just look at the act of... This is amazing how real this is. Don't try to be open. You don't know how to do that. Try to not close, because you're very good at that. You're very good at closing. You do it all the time. You find tons of reasons to close, don't you? Oh my God, I got to drop on my pants and I got to go back to work. Oh my God, it's going to rain and I don't want to go out in the rain. I want to get wet. Oh my God, the sun's hot. Oh my God, he didn't say hello to me. He said hello to her. Does he like her better? You just, every single second, you find reasons to close. Then your spiritual path is about paying attention inside to how you close. Just watch, notice how often you close. There are going to be times that you're open, that something happens that opens you. Don't renounce. That's wonderful. I'm glad. Now, I want to see how long it lasts. Even in meditation. You can go deep in meditation. What happens when you come out? How long does it take? How long does it take before all the peace and beauty and love is gone, before you're busy? One phone call, one thing. You understand that? Watch. Watch yourself close. That's witness consciousness. Don't do anything about it. Just watch yourself close, and you're going to freak out. You sit there and say, oh my God, I had no idea how neurotic I am. I am always complaining, always neurotic, always being afraid, always worrying, always everything. Then those are closing. Those are acts of closing. How do I know? They take away the shakti, don't they? I love you so much. I've never let anybody. You say, oh my God, they love me. It's so beautiful. Yeah, but will you love me tomorrow? Now, that is a neurotic person. How can you feel love if you're thinking like that? So you notice you're doing it. I want you to see the truth of these teachings. They're not complicated. You're in there closing yourself. But I showed you what you really want is to be open, because that's the beauty that you feel. Then stop closing yourself. How? Notice what you're doing and stop doing it. I'm not going to tell you how. You're the one who's in there. I'll give you clues, but you're in there, willfully closing yourself. Now you understand that means you're not going to feel the shakti. The more you close yourself, the less shakti you feel. Period. And everything that you can't handle, that you store inside of you, is a buildup of things that block the shakti flow. So you start with this. You don't start with those. You can't do those. They're too big. See? I'm a nice guy. You can't. You know, you're terrible, you left home and the sister did this and that happened, and you had a sickness, whatever happened. You got mugged in New York, okay? Things happen, don't they? How did you handle them? Terribly. Well, how do you know? Because you're human. That's what you mean when you say, I'm only human. I'm going to do a terrible job of handling everything. Isn't that what it means? I'm only human. I'm going to screw it up really good. Right? The trouble is you're not only human. You're the divine consciousness watching a human. And it is your will that is making these determinations. So every single thing that you couldn't handle, that you pushed away because you couldn't handle it, is what's blocking the flow of your shakti. Okay? So what do? You can't go to those things, those big things you stored down there half your life or whatever, major things, and all of a sudden, because we had a talk, oh, okay, I won't do it. Because it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, and don't feel bad about it, and don't be scared. Hey, I'm being nice tonight. Don't worry about it. It's not going to happen. Well, what do? Your first step, stop putting more in. If you're going to put more in, you're not going to be taking out the big ones. If you're going to be bothered by the weather and be bothered by what somebody said or be bothered by, how somebody's driving in front of you, just all the examples I always give you, these stupid little things that bother you all the time, and you're going to put them in there and talk about them and complain about them and tell you when you get home at night, you're going to see what happened to me today, right, blah, 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 blah. If you can't handle those and not put more in, you're not going to get the other ones out. It's what we call a LIFO stack, for those of you who study economics. Last in, first out. Last in, first out. The ones you put on top of the old ones keep it from coming up. They keep it from cleansing up. So your first step is you commit yourself to making, I want you to make a game. I don't want this to be a struggle. A struggle is what you've already done. You made your whole life a struggle. You can't feel joy and love unless certain things happen. It's a struggle. This is a game. This is fun. This is a video game. It's a sport. You're in there playing. So basically, you're in there working with yourself, and you see that I'm closing. I see I'm doing this. And start with the simple things, and then basically don't do it. What does that mean? And there's a whole old expression, you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. How close can I get to telling you, you see what you're doing, don't you? You see you're doing it. You see your tendency to resist and struggle with the stupidest little things in the world, right? Don't do it. But if I say that, okay, we'll get a little closer. How do I not do it? But you might how silly that is, talking to me like that, all right? Okay? Don't slap the kids. How? That's the stupidest question I ever heard. Don't pick your hand up and don't swing it toward the kid. That's as simple as that. That's how you don't hit the kid. Okay? But no, you need more, right? Well, you can't do that. Your drive, your impulse, your anger, your frustration is too big. And so all of a sudden the hand's moving. That's what we're talking about here. I'm telling you, don't close. Watch yourself close. Watch the disturbing energy it causes by resisting. It's all about resisting. You close because you're resisting something. Closing. Why do you close? Why do you close? For the same reason if somebody takes a swing at me, I throw my arms up to protect myself. I close to protect myself. Do you understand that? That's the only reason you close. I feel threatened. I feel scared. I need to protect myself, whether it be outside or inside. You protect yourself inside too. You understand that? Somebody says something to you, words can't hurt you, all right, but they do, because they hurt your ego. They come in and they cause disturbance inside. So you're protecting yourself by closing. You're stopping the energy from coming in. I talked about this yesterday. The energy comes in, passes through, and then the next moment comes in, passes through. Now you're in harmony with life. You're open. You're clean. But some things you can't do that about. They don't feel good, and so you push them away. That's closing. The act of resistance is closing. The Hoover Dam is resisting the Colorado River. You understand that? Okay? That's serious concrete, resisting the force of the Colorado River. You are resisting the flow of life as it comes in through you. And the things you resist, you push away, that is an act of closing. Those energies, every one of them, every single thing you resist, the tiniest thing you resist, hit the mosquito, it's not worth closing over. And so you start working with yourself to understand that closing happens because you're protecting yourself. You think you need to protect yourself from an energy that comes in. All right? You're talking to somebody and you don't like what they said, you protect yourself and shove it back out. You closed, and you'll justify it till you die. Why? Because you think you have to protect yourself. You think you're being attacked. I don't know. How would I know? You know. You're in there. It's your work. So you start by saying, if I don't resist, I won't close. That's a real clue. All right? Because you know what resistance means. You need to apply will to push it away. If you don't do that, you won't close. And that's where the teachings of relax and release come in. Instead of resisting, relax. They say you can lead the horse to water, you can't make him drink. I'm getting right close to making you drink. You understand that? We're getting right down to the dirty level that you work with yourself. You feel resistance. What do I do about it? Relax. And I always tell you, people write me all the time, they think I mean get the thing you're resisting to relax. Get the thing you're resisting to stop challenging you. All right? That's not what it means. It means you're the one who's resisting. Relax the one who's resisting. Don't try to relax what you're resisting, because then you're not accepting it. You're trying to change it so you can handle it. No. Relax. Ooh, there. That's hard. That's hard for you guys. That at the moment you start to feel this reaction, they say, what do I do about this? Relax. You see how unnatural that is? It's unnatural. Your tendency is to resist. You're not going to go anywhere if you do that. You're going to close. I guarantee you. Have somebody say something to you and feel this resistance, that's not going to be a nice conversation, is it? Because you can't handle what somebody's saying, or at least the way you're taking what they're saying, or anything like that. Instead, relax. Right there, right on the battlefield, right exactly when it's happening. Relax your shoulders, relax. Do the opposite of what the tendency is to resist, and you won't close. You gave it the room, at least partially, to pass through. You didn't put the wall up that caused it to there. That alone, even with the tiniest things in your life, will change your life. I told you, people write us all the time. You changed my life. It's changed my life. it's nice. I'm really glad. I love you. You're from wherever, all over the world. But no, you did it. You changed your life. You stopped eating food that makes you sick, and you thank somebody for fixing you. I'm telling you, even the smallest amount that you do this will change your life. I don't have to be the big things. Just the traffic light. You caught a traffic light, or the driver in front of you, or the weather, or the sun, or somebody. I'm telling you, the people talk to you and you take it wrong. There's everything all the time. You do this all the time. Relax. Your life will change. 2 things will happen. 1, you will not be putting more on top of your stuff. I want, when the day is over, that you feel you made it through the day not perfectly, nothing's perfect. Reasonably, you made it through the day without taking on more stuff. And if you do that, over time, I guarantee you, you're going to get attacked by the stuff that was in there from before. So don't tell me, I was feeling good. I thought this was wonderful. It's so easy, right? I feel so high, having so much fun. Right, then what? I don't know, I got so scared. I used to be comfortable around people because I was at least manipulated. Now I feel uncomfortable around people, and my heart hurts for no reason. Good. I'm so glad to hear that. That means you're growing. That means the stuff that's been down there your whole life, that you've done everything you can to avoid, you now can't avoid. Why? Because you stopped pushing it further down with all the stuff. And so now it starts to come up naturally. That's what it should do. You want it to. Do you understand that? You want it to. You want this. And so what do? Relax. I can relax around the little thing that I'm not doing so good with mommy or daddy or sister or brother or first wife or the second or third or fourth wife. I bet you had a lot of them, okay? It's why everything happens the way it does. So you're going to start letting go, and then the stuff's going to start coming up. And that's the middle part of your path, and some people say it's the hardest part of the path for you to start to catch on. Wait a minute. This was difficult. This one was more difficult. It took a while, and my heart hurt, and I don't know. I was happy, and I don't feel so happy now. Sit through. What do you mean? Let go. I can't. Yes, you can. All you have to do is do your best. Nothing is ever asked of you except your best. There's no goal that somebody else did it better or anything like that. If you're sincere and you want this stuff out and you're willing to do your best to relax around it, it will happen, and you will get more help than you ever could imagine. You won't see the help until you look back. You say, I couldn't have made this through that without God, without Guru, without help. Right? And you're going to realize you're not walking this path alone. The moment you're willing to really let go, that's your intent, things change tremendously. And so then what's going to happen is you're going to make it through one of them. One that has always been, I love when you say, but I've always been that way. That's an excuse for being that way. That's the reason you need to change it. Look at what your life is like because you've always been that way, right? And so you sit there and say, I'm willing. I can just do the best I can and just keep letting go. That's why now we're talking about the deeper, more traditional spiritual techniques, right? Why would one do mantra? Because while this stuff is coming up, you better be doing something or it's going to pull you into it. And so while this stuff is coming up, you learn to just Om Namah Shivaya, Guru Om, God, whatever, all right? I told you, it's a good American mantra, right, is, I can handle this. I can handle this. Right? How would you like to be all the time inside saying, I can handle this? That's a wonderful thing to say instead of, I can't handle this. I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. And so now you let your consciousness not get absorbed in the process of purifying the garbage that's in there, and you have another place to put your consciousness, in the mantra. So you relax, you release, you try whatever techniques, yoga, meditation, mantra, and I'm telling you, what we're getting to is one of them will make it through. One big one will make it through. Most people quit before that, but you won't. And basically, you let go of the first big one. Wait till you see what happens. Your whole life changes. Now your life changes. Why? Avoiding that was the foundation of your life. You built your life around, don't talk to me like that, around, I'm not going to be treated like this, around whatever the heck it is that mommy and daddy and everybody else put in there, all right, that you put in there. You let that go, all of a sudden you can breathe. People say it to me, I haven't breathed since I was little. I swear I didn't realize it. I haven't breathed fully since I was 6 years old. That's right, because that's when you shoved the stuff down there. Now you let it go, and everything changes. That's one. How many you got down there? And all of a sudden, at some point, you get excited to say, I can do this. What's it going to be like if I let the next one go? And the next one. And the next one. Oh my God. And you start becoming a letting go machine. Why? For the same reason you seek relationship, the same reason you seek money, the same reason you seek intimacy, for the same reason you seek good food, because it makes your shakti flow. You realize this makes my shakti flow way more, like way more, all right? By removing the blockages of your shakti flow, you don't need to get it secondhand by somebody doing something to help you remove your blockages. It's all of a sudden free in there. You see it now. We're starting to get high, aren't we? Starting to let go. Does that mean you renounce the world? There's no reason to want the world enough to renounce it, right? You only renounce things that you think will make you happy, and you won't do them, which I think is pretty stupid. I think that this will make me a wonderful life, but I love God, so I'm going to renounce this. Well, let me say, you will not love God very much for very long. You understand that? Because it's taking away your joy. The true life is about the fact I am now feeling God inside. I'm feeling love inside. Thank you. It's a gratitude, not a renunciation, and the rest falls off. Why? Because you don't need it. You needed it because it was helping you open. Now you're not closed. So people talk to me like letting go of preferences. No. Preferences fall off by themselves when you start to feel joy inside. You don't rip them away and renounce them. Just work on the joy inside, and you're going to find out you're not looking for things outside anymore. Why? Because you already found it. The only thing else I was giving you was what you found inside. And now you let go more, and you let go more. It becomes a natural process. And then all of a sudden, you thought you were doing well, and a whole other state happens to where the shakti goes up higher and pulls you back and in and beckons you like you don't understand at first what's going on. I'm not being pulled into the world anymore. I'm being pulled up. The same tendency that pulled me down to find stuff is now pulling me up. And eventually, the highest stage you get to, not the highest, the next to the highest, is you're in there so deep and it's so filled with joy and love and beauty that it dawns on you, well, this is nice, but where's it coming from? Everything has a source. Everything comes from somewhere. Where's this coming from? This tremendous upward flow of energy. And it starts to really entice you, call you, beckon you to go back to the source. And how do you get back to the source? The exact way you got there, by letting go. Except now you're not letting go of the stuff that's pulling you down. You're letting go of the stuff that keeps you from going up, which is your own ego, your own sense of individuality. And that's exactly what Christ means by you must die to be reborn. You must literally let go of the sense of individuality. It's calling you up. You're not the river anymore. You're the ocean. At that point, where the river flows into the ocean, which is it? River or ocean? It spent its whole trip down thinking it's a river. When it hits the ocean, what happens? It loses its identity as the river, doesn't it? Becomes ocean. That's what's happening to you. You're being called to let go of your sense of separateness completely. Die to self. And when you do, it merges. The great ones merged and stayed there. Period. Imagine that. And you could still interact here. So that's who you are. That's the purpose of your life. The purpose of your life is love. God is love. It's the flow of love that made it through your heart. What made it through your heart? God. Right? Where's the source? Infinite. So we went very far tonight, right? The key is this. Please watch yourself close. Don't even try to stop it at first. Witness consciousness. Watch how often you close. Don't justify it. Don't be embarrassed by it. Just beg you to kind of look over the territory. Watch how often you close. And then see if you're willing instead to relax the resistance. Relax. And that's all going to happen. It all happens inside. Jagaradev.